If you or someone you love just got a DUI in Pennsylvania, your whole week has probably been knocked completely sideways. You're likely lying awake at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering if you're going to lose your job, your driver's license, or your freedom. And if you spend any time digging through online forums, you've probably seen people whispering about a magic legal acronym ARD. Everyone online makes it sound like a golden ticket. They say just get into ARD and your charges disappear. But what they don't tell you is that ARD is not automatic. It is heavily dependent on which county you're in, and a brand new law in Pennsylvania just changed how a prior ARD impacts your future forever. In this video, we're breaking down exactly how the ARD program works, who actually qualifies, and the hidden costs, and the strict deadlines you cannot afford to miss. Let's start with what ARD actually stands for: Accelerated Rehabilitative Disposition. In plain English, it's a pretrial diversion program. Think of it as a legal off-ramp for your case. Instead of moving straight toward a trial, a guilty plea, or a mandatory jail sentence, the court agrees to put your case on pause. If you're accepted into the program, you enter a period of court supervision, usually managed by county probation. You'll have to take classes, complete an evaluation, and pay your court fees. If you do everything you're supposed to do and stay out of trouble, two massive things happen. Number one, the DA dismisses your case entirely, and number two, you become eligible to have the arrest permanently expunged from your public criminal record. You avoid formal conviction and you protect your future. Sounds great, right? It is. But here's where the reality check comes in. Entry into ARD is not a right. You don't just get it because you ask for it. The DA in your specific county has absolute total veto power over who gets in and who gets denied. So who can actually qualify? Generally speaking, ARD is designed for first-time offenders who have little to no prior criminal record. But this is where internet advice gets incredibly sloppy, and it can blindside you. First, offense doesn't just mean you've never been convicted in a courtroom. Pennsylvania uses a strict 10-year look-back system for DUIs. And thanks to an incredibly important update to the Pennsylvania law, Act 58, the rules have gotten significantly tougher. The major law update: if you completed an ARD program in the past, and you get a second DUI within a 10-year window, that old ARD is now statutorily treated like a prior conviction for sentencing. It triggers mandatory repeat offender penalties, completely losing the workaround loophole that existed previously. Beyond your past record, there are immediate red flags that will get you automatically denied from ARD in almost every county. Number one, if there was an accident involving a crash where someone else was seriously injured or killed. Number two, if you had a passenger in your vehicle who was under the age of 14. And number three, if you did not have a valid driver's license or auto insurance at the time of the stop. Also, if you have a high BAC, above a .16, or if you're facing a drug-related DUI, you aren't automatically disqualified statewide, but you will face extreme heightened scrutiny depending on local county practices. The wild card: county variations. Here's a major secret about the Pennsylvania legal system. The basic bones of ARD are the same statewide, but the execution varies completely county by county. If you get arrested in Dauphin County, the deadlines and steps are entirely different than if you're across the river in Cumberland County, or down the road in York, Berks, or Lancaster. For instance, in York County, you generally have a strict window, typically within 30 days from your original scheduled arraignment date, to get that ARD application filed, or it will be flatly rejected. Furthermore, many counties require you to formally waive your preliminary hearing or sign a waiver of arraignment to even apply. It's like buying the exact same piece of furniture, but getting completely different instruction manuals depending on what town you bought it in. Missing a localized deadline because you are reading a generic forum post from a different county is one of the quickest ways to lose your best option permanently. The hidden trap for CDL holders and professionals. This is the part of the video you pay closest attention to if you have a specialized career. People often think ARD is a magic shield that erases the entire event. It isn't. If you hold a commercial driver's license, CDL, the federal government does not recognize diversion programs like ARD the way local courts do. Entering ARD can still trigger a major commercial disqualification, meaning could you lose your livelihood even if your criminal record stays clean. If you're a licensed professional, a nurse, a teacher, a real estate agent, or serving in the military, ARD does not automatically excuse you from reporting the arrest to your licensing board or employer. And if you live out of state, say you were just passing through Central PA on I-81 or the Turnpike, your home state's DMV can still take independent suspension action against your license once Pennsylvania reports the ARD disposition to the National Registry. ARD heavily softens the blow, but it does not mean as if nothing ever happened. The costs and what you must complete. Once you're accepted into ARD, the real work begins. You're going to have to complete a checklist of requirements to cross the finish line. Number 1, a CRN evaluation. This is a court reporting network test, an assessment to see if you have underlying drug or alcohol dependencies. If they recommend further treatment, finishing that treatment is mandatory to stay in ARD. Number 2, classes. You will be ordered to complete the Alcohol Highway Safety School, usually about 12 and a half hours of classroom time, and often attend an emotional victim impact panel. Number 3, the financial hit. ARD is not cheap. The bill does come in one envelope. The bill doesn't come in one envelope. It's a slow drip. Expect to pay anywhere from $1,500 to over $2,500 when you total up the local administrative fees, program costs, laboratory blood draw fees, substance abuse evaluations, and eventual license restoration costs. And speaking of your license, yes, you might still face a suspension. While a lower tier DUI might result in 0 days of suspension under ARD, mid-tier or high-tier offenses can carry a mandatory 30 to 60-day driver's license suspension. Your immediate next steps. The first 48 hours after a DUI arrest are completely overwhelming, and that is totally normal. But the worst thing you can do right now is freeze up and let deadlines pass you by. Do 2 simple things right now. First, write down the exact timeline of your stop while it's completely fresh in your head. Where did it happen? What time was it? What exactly did the officer say to you? And what did you say to them? Did you take a breathalyzer on the side of the road? Or did they take you to a hospital for a blood draw? Small details from a roadside stop in Camp Hill or a parking lot in Lebanon can completely change your defense strategy later. Second, gather your paperwork immediately. Get your criminal complaint, your bail paperwork, and any temporary driving forms in one folder. Do not gamble your future or your clean record on generic internet forum posts. Get your paperwork in front of a professional local defense attorney who knows the exact specific preferences of the DA in your arrested county. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more straightforward legal breakdowns, and drop any general questions you have in the comments below. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video.